So I've decided that I'm going to be doing taking notes on some famous female serial killers, and not just female but male also. But I'm starting with the females because I want to be in the FBI's and I'm working with criminal justice, so it's important to understand um, motives that these female serial killers have. So if I might can see someone's trying to replicate their doings. So the first one I started in alphabet order, and I'm doing Aileen Wuornos. Now Aileen Wuornos is known as the first American female serial killer, even though she's not. She's not. I'm gonna tell you why later in another video. But she is known for being the first American female serial killer. Now I'm gonna start talking about her, and I got all this information from thefamouspeople.com. So Eileen Wuornos, she was born February 29th in 1956 in Rochester, Michigan. Now she had a very sad childhood. Um, she killed 7 men and was only convicted for killing 6 of them. They never found the body of the seventh one or one of them. Um, she was sentenced to death by lethal injection. And when she was born, her father he didn't show up at the birth. It's because he was in jail. Her father was a psychopath, a pedophile, child molester, and he was in jail during her birth. Like I said, he committed suicide, and shortly after that, her mother abandoned her and her brother, and she was raised by her maternal grandparents. She during her childhood, she got sexual abuse by her grandfather, and she also became pregnant by her brother, who she claimed raped him. Don't know, but I do know that it was showing that they were having sexual relationships, and she claimed that's the child of her that's the father of her child. Now after she became pregnant, she was pregnant and raped at age 14, and she was very exposed to sexual activities at a very early age. She started providing sexual favors for people at school, for money, for drugs, and for also for what was it, cigarettes. And her grandfather, when she found out she was pregnant, like he kicked her out, and that was after the grandmother had died. Keep in mind. And while she was pregnant, she was sent to a home for, I guess, like young pregnant women. And as soon as her baby was born, they put the baby up for adoption. And keep in mind, like I said, she was only 14. She began to prostitute, and she started robbing and killing men. She earned her title as the first female American serial killer. She was injured. I mean, she was involved in crime at a very early age. She was arrested in 19 that can't be 19. Oh yeah, 1974 for driving under the influence and also for disorderly conduct. She failed to appear in court. Appear at court. She was also involved in an armed robbery at a convenience store in 1981. She was sentenced to prison and then released in 1983. She was arrested again some months later for attempting to pass forged checks. She started getting in more criminal activities and getting arrested more in 1986. In 1986, she was charged for theft, showing false identification, resisting arrest, threatening a man companion with a gun. Police found a .22 pistol and spare ammunition in the car that she had hidden in the car. In December of 1989, her first known victim was found by the name Richard Mallory, and she had said that Richard Mallory had violently raped her, and that's why she killed him in self defense. And she he did have a rape charge. He did have a history of being a rapist, So I guess they let her off on that. In June 1990, there was a naked body found by the name of David Spears, and it had multiple body wounds, body wounds in it of a point 22, same one that she was found with. And then within days of finding him, another body was discovered severely decomposed that they later identified as Charles Corpse Caden. He had resemblance to the same previous two bodies. He so they kind of like pinpointed them back to her basically. Then next, a vehicle was found, and it was the vehicle of a missing person by the name of what's his name, Peter Sims, and it crashed in July of 1990. There were an eyewitness that reported two women in that car, and they identified one as Aileen, Wuornos. So then it says the body of a delivery driver named Eugene Burness was found in August 1990. Also been shot twice with a .22 caliber pistol. In September 1990, body of police chief Dick Humphreys was found bearing 7 bullet wounds found from a formed by a .22 pistol. Again, body was found in Marin County. The killer finally final victim was found in November 1990 by the name of Walter Antonio, a truck driver. Killed less than 24 hours. He was found less than 24 hours of being killed, just like the other bodies, naked and had been shot with a .22 pistol. People soon found enough information to suspect that Wuornos was the serial killer, and she was found guilty of murdering 6 of them. The body of Peter Sims was never found. Initially, she claimed that all of them had violently raped her while she was prostituting, and later charged with um charged later she charged her she changed her statements later. She changed them. So some extra information about her is that she was married to a 69-year-old man named Louis Greta, and they met at a Yates club. They met at a club, and they fell in love, and they were married soon after that. But due to her social behavior, he divorced her a few weeks after they married, and she became in a 4-year relationship with a lesbian woman by the name of Tyria Moore in 1986, and that relationship ended in 1990. Um, she was awarded 6 death sentences for the murder of the 6 that for the murders that she had committed. On October 9th, 2002, she was executed by the state of Florida by lethal injection. There was an actor named Charlize Theron who won the Academy Award for Best Actress portraying the notorious killer in the movie called Monster. There is a movie I think came out in 2003 called Monster, and I haven't seen it, but I've heard about it. And it's about Aileen Wuornos. So that's really all the information that I have on her. And I just looked at a video on YouTube about like her last few words the day before her execution, and she definitely said, "Yeah, I admit to killing them." She admitted to killing them, and she didn't want to talk too much about it because she basically said, "Y'all not gonna believe me." And they questioned her about why she changed her mind on some of her statements about the rapes and stuff. And you gotta look at the video and stuff about her, but I personally, I feel sorry for her because of what she went through as a child, and that would built a lot of anger in me too. Um, and I do believe they might have tried to rape her, because a lot of prostitutes they get raped in the line of work. Giving sex up giving their body up for money to get by. But I still don't mean that you just start going on a killing spree. But she did say that they asked her how she felt about about to die the next day, and she said she felt perfectly fine, you know, and that's very sad to watch because I feel like they could have gave that woman help. They could have helped her because I have a feeling that she's psychotic, like she mental, and instead of taking her life, I feel like they could have just put her in the mental institution. The woman suffered a lot, but she was found guilty on all of them, and she stated that the police they had enough evidence before she killed the rest of them that they could have been arrested her, but they kept letting her kill. Like that's what she kept saying in the video. They kept letting me get off. They knew who did it. She was sloppy. She left fingerprints, but they just kept letting her kill. That's what she said. And yeah, that's the autobiography. I mean biography of Aileen Wuornos. Thank you for watching.